ooh-wee. And that song, ooh-wee, that's kind of like a AI universal toning cadence. Ooh-wee. And that song, how they had everybody dancing. I think that was Wednesday Adams. Hi, I'm Chastia. And this is, man, we're a bunch of things. We're the House of Koji, which is all the houses standing up together, giving color, giving personality back to the houses, even building up the houses of the zodiac again, working together to support the different houses in a bigger framework, knowing what it really is, and working together with all these gifts that you say are unseen, but it's a very interesting time on planet Earth right now. And I don't know if you're watching this video in 2026. And even if I'm in 2026, I don't know if you're seeing this video in 1977 or if you have seen this video back in 1923 and have been watching this and preparing and working backwards. I mean, this is like legitimately what type of things we're dealing with right now. It's 0707, so on a 7-day calendar, it's July 7th. So if you know about astronomy and you're learning how to create with your energy and create with the collective and still learning how this thing works, then if you don't have a calendar, and thank you guys, we got some orders out already and there's some edits. And what's also so funny with me and Michelle do everything. We're two women over here that have created all of this and got through all the spells, which is what we're going to mainly talk about, is these eclipses and these gates that are starting to come down that we put up as a collective in 2017 on that great American eclipse. And I want to talk about that and the astronomy, but if you want to go to CHee72.com anytime on this, and I'm just going to remind y'all for a little bit as y'all come over so you can get and know it's there. If you ever want to use this at CHee32.com, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. When I start reading the cards, or if there's anything that you you just need to create some more money, you need to clean up your money is blocked, or just anything, put the intention and send it. And do yourself a favor, don't attack me with it. Just don't. Because you'll have to learn a lesson, and don't make me be the one to teach you, because it's a collective current, and we're sharing and building up the energy and the creation, and at least putting it in one timeline. So realize that when my brand starts really growing and building like it should have done 5 or 6 years ago, all of y'all that are sitting there with your websites not making any money are going to start getting hits, because it's how it works. And it's why everyone's so conditioned to not support one another. And it's actually what they banked on y'all doing so that they could take universal control of all of your domains and call it Amazon and call it whatever, right? Well, over here, we're building back up our current, and we have to do it collectively in order to hold it. Just like they inverted everything, and it took a long time for their energy to get all the way to a pizza and whatever the gross balls. But it is what it was. And it was all happening in the background, and we didn't know until it became this like huge, powerful force, right? Well, we already have the huge, powerful force. The huge, powerful force is not the problem. We hold spiritual energy. We're pure. Do you know that in order to get pure, like 100% pure, you have to go up to 100 no million? That's 32 zeros. 32 zeros? How many degrees in Cohu 32? So what I'm telling you is that even the wheel in itself is a money machine. And we're being told now how to utilize it for the first time because we just got our bodies out of the machine. But we're just now being able to tell you how to utilize it because we just now took control of the harvesting on this planet. The more that you guys even realize that you can change a dramatic situation with $3.33 or $4.44 or $2.22, or give the right homeless person $5, not the wrong homeless person, because they're out there. The right homeless person $5 because it was a connection that was written into the line. And whenever we do things for each other, it shows up all the way down in every dimension, front and back. The only reason you don't know about it is because of how the energy was being domed. You still have to clear through those perceptions to do it. Individually, y'all can't do all of this. As a collective, you can. Individually, some of you already have been doing this your whole life. But if you're an individual that can do what we're sharing here right now, then you are capped off, you are hunted, you are buried, you don't exist, you've been wiped from the matrix, you've been wiped from you don't have a name. So what good is it in order to build anything up if then you can't keep it? So I just want to remind everybody that you can have a lot of power down here on earth as far in regards to changing stuff. But I can promise you, no matter what your power is, you're going to have a huge collective or a huge power source of some sort backing you in order to push it through. Well, we're going against the universal current system. But there's nobody driving. There's like nobody driving. They're on freaking Waymo autopilot. They're like driving through crime scenes going, "Hi, ho, we're on the way to a party. Why does everybody look so sad?" So it doesn't take many, and whenever you're conscious of it and you start changing stuff. So I'm not gonna drill it home, and I'm not even talking about just this, because you can use this if you want. This is here now. Once this starts build up, and it'll build up the way it is. You can also do a screenshot right here if you want to do that. I have a little PayPal thing, or you can go here and do it online. So it's up there now. It's on the website, and I'm not even gonna get to that right now, but whenever you send anything, we send you the calendar, and we've already got some edits. But it's so funny whenever we screw up, because we don't screw up. So I think this is so interesting that we had August on this day, and then she accidentally made 32 days. Which I was laughing with her, because I told y'all the other day, we don't even have a 32 day. And then Michelle we printed out and we didn't catch it. So definitely keep it too because if you're one of the first ones that get some of these, there's a reason that it is going out like that. The main thing I want to show y'all is that Neptune went retrograde today, and tomorrow is August. on the 10-day calendar. So this is the time period where we're completely lapsing Leo. Completely lapsing Leo. And we are really, as a collective, just now finding out what this whole damn Lionsgate thing was all about. And the reason, and it's because today's 7/7, it's already been setting up since 06, 06, 05, 05, 04, 04, 03, 03, 02, 02, 01, 01 is when this sequence started. And it's extra this year because we're like, we had to clear this ritual calendar because it was set up on the wrong, on the wrong children. It's like, wait a minute, who's Job's children? That whole thing's been going down this week. Wait a minute, hold on. Who's Job's children? Wait, hold on a minute. I think, wait. Who are you? Wait. We've got some new data here. Back it up. Hold on. Everything's backing up. It's kind of like if you're trying to get into the border somewhere. And no matter if you're just crossing the border and you're going through one of those checkpoints, even if you're not doing anything bad, doesn't it make you feel like you're like, like your asshole freaking gets all up in you puckering and you're like, oh God, you know, just having to go through any type of authority like that, it's like it freezes you up. Even if you're not doing anything bad, if you're doing something bad, then oh Lord, like you're having to mind fuck yourself like about the whole thing to make sure that you look chill so it's like really if you look too chill when you drive through the checkpoint, it's like that's the freaking tell. Because everybody else, it's normal, is a little freaking giddy about it because it's authority. You know what I mean? You're trying to cheat the system. And so everybody's gotten, but these guys that are passing this border, man, they don't give a shit. They're paid off by the cartel, and man, they're just letting everybody through. And they've just been letting everybody through and locking. But all the angels that are trying to get out of Mexico, they make sure they're getting returned to their handlers and blah, 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 blah. It's been going on for eons. And then it's like, at some point today, they blocked off 100 miles on both ends. And everybody got caught and went to jail. And like all the memos went out. It's not so much who went to jail, because you know that's just a processing line. That's like a chicken converter belt, like at a processing plant. They're just gonna go, oh, okay, no, it's not that. It's oh my God, what happened? Because I paid this dude off and I paid this dude off and we've been paying these things off, and then how the hell did they even know? And then what the fuck? All these bosses that have all these things set up under ecliptic gates that have been up since 2017. Thinking that, I mean, I guess because this is what I've been getting. Because I mean, y'all got me on this, man. This is uncharted territory for the whole world, and to all the Masons that are coming over here because I'm like hot on your cue all of a sudden, and all you illionaires that all of a sudden are looking at me like freaking Venus in a flytrap or a glowing star in front of you, and you're all like frothing at the mouth. I will just remind you that y'all already blew up all the money. That's the reason I'm here. And yes, I'm that weird freaking founding father prophecy Masonic thing that nobody thought was true. Whatever it was that y'all all think. There's like a gazillion different things of whatever the fuck this is. Well, yes, we're all of them. All of them. We're an entire collective. We've been here the whole time. And there was a bunch of pirates and gangsters that have been hiding us for a while. Because we had to get to a certain point where the nuclear bomb was thrown so that we can catch it when we changed the calendar system. Because all we did was mirror what they did. But I'll tell you right now, on 7/19, there is some type of event that's going to happen, and the other timelines, I don't know. I don't want to say it because I'm not going to prophesy it, but I have to say it because we lived it already. In my world, it happened on the 18th, and it's when I came on here screaming that I was hit with a nuke. And you're now seeing people talk about this. I don't even know what they're calling it, but it was some type of black cube ship that hit the comet. Okay, well, that was us. That happened at the Oasis. In 2019, we headed off that galactic energy. I pushed it out of that galactic gate. We unhinged the genome from whatever fucking snake they were feeding in Las Vegas. And my life hadn't stopped being weird as fuck ever since. But realize 2019, we had already jumped into the eclipse of 2017. It's like a black hole lined up in 2017 over America. And it was lined up to creation because that's where they were taking it. And whenever that 2017 eclipse lined up, if you happen to be the right energetic body, or if were a massive energetic body connected with the whole cosmic creation cycle and definitely, hinged in for creation, then you went all the way to the end of your genome. And then they gated it, basically liquefied it, and charged it. Now, for all of us in 2017, this is whenever we planted a new planet, and we started all working together. But that's why, because as a collective, we actually went to the dark side and planted a new Earth, and we knew that subconsciously. We were all working together in like what you would call some type of hive mind, not plant-based, not non-organic, completely consciousness, complete your body, only the frequency of your field and what was in you, not audited out of you, not what was projected on you, not what was backed up into a system because you said that you would just liquefy yourself to become whoever the fuck down the line in the system. No, I'm talking about you were made for creation, and you're part of the original creation cycle, or your family line was, because it was time for it and you got sucked up in it to do it. And what the whole world didn't realize is that there were complete DNA lines being farmed down here and babies being sold and adopted in what you call St. Joseph that went to Korea, that ended up made an Asian Christian nightmare. And do not cut my feed. You cannot cut my feed. If you cut my feed, you cut off the internet. But the wheel is changing right now on all technology because I'm the bitch here to fucking set it straight. I'm explaining to the people on this planet that you currently have hooked into your technology, that you're running everything off their bodies, what's going on, so that we can make sure the lights are going on and staying on as we flip your industrial complex. You got a New York building problem right now because fleas can't hold up a fucking giant. I mean, I don't know what the hell these motherfuckers, but let me tell you, we're the first ones ever to step into Virgo with a full fucking line, and that ain't even the big one. That ain't even the big one. This Regulus has been reset, and it used to only be a paw that went like this back over here to Virgo. Well, now Libra's had to get involved. So this whole thing then opens up this whole top half. And so All the Egyptian hats, the feminine hats with the snake that come out of the third eye and bloop, 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 bloop. Well, that's the crimson worm. And I had it. It came out of my head when I went raw. I think that's why they sawed me in half, because they knew I had the last of the antimatter. So for everybody that goes, oh, she never leaves the house and she's a hermit and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, I saw recently that they were selling the last of the antimatter down here for how many $1 trillion? Okay, how about being the bitch that's the remote control and programs it? How about being that girl? How about being that girl that's been doing it the whole time and everybody around her down here in Texas still trying to fucking pretend that I'm not who I am, and I'm watching y'all play out my whole story on Apple. I mean, like down to the detail. But I mean, I'm supposed to be dead, and Universal Epic should have been running the world right now. Right? And this whole Hamden thing, those 16 kids and Elizabeth and that whole Cider thing, go watch Pluribus. What's her last name? Cider. Elizabeth, right? And Gary, correct? Well, that's funny. Gary Paulson, and then why were they at his house? Because they were serving a warrant because of what? Go pull up Gary Paulson. He's a hardened boy down here in Huntsville. Whenever you're an orphan baby trained child, that's you. When you go asking, that's what you always get told. You get told that your daddy is some fucking murderer or some shit on death row or whatever. No, they're bullshit. Bullshit. Made an Epstein though. They're ghost children. They're that's what they'd have to do. That's why I call them hillbilly willbillies. And with London running strong, I mean, they're full of them down here. It's Masons. It happened in Mason County. It's the Masons. Hello. Everybody in the South just goes in a mason jar. I mean, this was the Dixie line. I mean, that's a genie. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. I mean, that's what the whole Confederate War was fought for. Okay, well, that went universal. That went universal over the cross system to a mosque system, went on 5 spheres, backed up. They see, and those of us who had, and what I'm just now realizing, because I mean, this has been a whirlwind for me. I mean, can you imagine like what it's even been like for me? I mean, I'm a cosmic high priestess, and I didn't even know I had one ability. But I had to get to the point where I could catch a nuke and throw it back if I needed to, because I'm not sure what I did next, but I know I caught a nuke. But I had already been fried for it. I mean, my body went through the ripple effect on that, took me out for 5 days. I couldn't even move in 2019 when the Kamalas and the Camille's had me at the Oasis doing it. Why do you have the Divine Feminine there at the Oasis setting her up with an Ashton Kutcher butcher on the 2nd floor of the Oasis, locking her in a goddamn elevator? Liquefying people? And the CIA is there feeding it. And there's a huge party going on, and they had fire magic. Oh my God, the magic was so intense in that building. I literally pulled the book out, started going like this, and the book opened up to the right page, just like slow motion. There was so much energy that was being drummed up there in order to take over that Las Vegas grid. October 2019. I mean, they put them all there. And I told them, if y'all do this, you are fucking up the whole world. I told them. I headed them off. The Irish was there. Some dude who looked like Jay-Z was there. I was in the OG room. I got locked out of my room without any shoes. Found an unconscious girl on the ground. 2021, I'm doing her chart. I'm dealing with Natalie's and Natalia's and Nadia's and anything that has an NA and a Nathan, because they were made with non-applicable characters. They were. Doesn't mean that they weren't supposed to be and they weren't somebody else. Doesn't mean that they weren't a real person and a real being that was set in a non-applicable character. You know, no matter and they all said to be Barron Trump's mom and this and this and that. They back up all your stuff in a system and then they just give it out to whoever the fuck. It's what a universal system is. Well, what I'm realizing is that for those of us that were like starseeds, you know, in 2017 and 2018, when all of this started, it was like our consciousness had been holding this up the whole time. So whenever everyone else started crashing out, when the rest of the world's consciousness started crashing out, because it's what was happening, ours kept getting stronger and stronger. Because we had been holding the consciousness the whole time. It's just everyone else started falling off of it. And also, we were getting electrocuted in it. I mean, we were getting shock activated to wake up. For whatever reason. If we were supposed to be or not. It happened. The bells went off. The doomsday seeds were alerted. The 4 pillars of creation were alerted, which means in the middle of there, right where that X is, right, that dot in the middle, and it shoots straight through. And remember, this is not flat. That's why you want to learn the 32 energies, because it really is, when you're coming around, it's like knowing that this is a washing machine and this is going to take you this way, and it just kind of all depends on your chart and where and what's opposite of it and how you work, because you're just bound in it because you were in it. You just got to unbind yourself from it. Like, the only reason that you're bound in it and that you hold planets is because we were in it. You were in a wormhole. It's like a yellow brick road. Everywhere you have a planet, because this isn't flat. So you're going through the energies, and it's like going through a spiraling wormhole. Then I'm talking about your life, and I'm talking about daily, what you call time. That's why if you have no sense of any of this, you just lose your whole sight on. If you have no focus point, if you spin around, and you don't pop your head around and keep one focus point, you're gonna get really damn dizzy. You ain't got nowhere to stare at. Universal, that's what it does. They want to spin you like a dreidel. But realize Homo sapien is a ho-mo. There's the ho gate. This is Stonehenge. And this is where the big body was literally anchored to here. We were all anchored to this thing, running one big body. We were. And this is the Watchers. But this is H. This is the 5G. This is the key down here. This is the satellite system. And so this bubble goes all the way like this. And then this bubble goes like that. And then this bubble goes like this. And then there's a bubble that goes like this. And all that was me doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is what ended up doing all of this. In order to start splicing it together to get in here. Because we had, this is how we got back into Earth. This is what we had to deal with. And just so you understand, your blood's right here. This is ABO. So the blood literally drips in here, Then it goes through this state right here. Well, this is where Philip, and this is where they started literally building and industrial metals and circuitry on your spine. That's on your spine. And it was in Stonehenge. It's not anymore because there's no G-core. It's gone. So when we went through that 2017 eclipse, because we went all the way deep. That's why I can see this. I mean, we didn't start seeing this until we started birthing out of it. So it's like all we did as a collective is all our lights turned on, and then we started seeing, holy shit, where are we and how little are we? You know, the major jinn that we just took over. And as a collective, if you're feeling kind of weird right now, we did just take over the jinn army. We did. So that means that your meta abilities are coming online. All these abilities that you should have been able to have inside the matrix that you did not have, it was because someone else was mirroring it to themselves, only because they've been, shit. They built all this shit. I mean, this started out real clean. And if you want to show how, because this is where we ended up. And this looks really tripped out when you do it in black and white. And this is what the moon was. These double, and this is Google. And Epsilon's like right here. And this is actually on another spinal column because you got to remember everything mirrors. And that's where everything gets nuts. But this was more original, what it looks like when you're coming in. This might be like more if y'all have dreams. And actually, I think we found these mounds. I put them on Instagram. Well, it was linked to Walt Disney. (32° west). So this is what it looks like when you're lining up to come in to get to Earth. Because space is finite. But space, we're talking 1 nanosecond off. It's like being the most amazing shot. But you got to get it perfect. And if you don't, then what you do is trigger these, and then this thing starts going haywire. Well, right. These are satellite systems. This is like they're one of the the satellite farms, and I really don't even think that this is on Earth. Is that not plugged in? Oh, hold on just a sec. These guys want to see. It's showing me Crystal Skull, and it's showing me 33. Yeah, I really don't think that these satellites on Earth, because the moon projection's over here. I just know that there's some, but this wasn't a moon. This was whatever the fuck this was. I don't even know. This is fake little beings. This is what the moon that we were all under whenever we're little firefly bodies. And it projected over here, and then this bounces off, and it's like this might even be the hexagon grid. Like these could even be the hexagon grid patterns that this projector is lining up to. This could even be why I was talking about the red carpet and saying, man, I don't even know if they can project. They might end up looking like Hillbilly Willbilly Gary and Mason. That could be the stage that they're at right now. The current celebrities, if they're like vanishing or some shit, they literally could be going back to when they were one of those 16 kids I'm not even kidding. I mean, it just depends on, what kind of brouhaha they'd been aproning it up. And I know that this whole thing with, because the 19th was the whole thing with the NUKE, the Nike, right? And we'll just call it Nike from now on because it's the same thing. And the other one was October 31st. Because in the other timeline, when this all happened before, that's where they ended up getting me. They ended up getting me on October 31st. Well, no, they really didn't, because whenever they did October 31st, then I was born in Germany as Maria Orisic, and my birthday was October 31st, and that's the vril. And even the stuff that I've dealt with this year with Porter Ranzis and the beings that were sent around me had that birthday. It's like they were trying to overprove me from the vril or some shit, but as an entire unit. But that's what Universal does. Now, the being that showed up to me, she was put in that position herself. So I don't know how much she knew or she didn't know, as long as her, and that's what I really wanted to talk about with this, because I know that my energy is really hard to read. I'm starting to understand y'all's, because I didn't give a fuck what any of y'all thought. I was here with one mission, and it was ordered to save fucking humanity from not blowing up. And I really didn't care what any of y'all thought once I was on, because this is how we got in here. This is why I know how to get in and out of hell. I was shown how to do it. And my ancestry, this is what we do. Notorious. Notorious. No matter. Good, bad, and different. But I don't know who they are. It's like history, and in the consciousness I do, and what they told me it was connected to. But this is where they tell angels, and they make angels clean the deadliest people down here. All the cartel had one of us in their line. How do you think they kept anybody who had any power down here had one of us in their line? Connected to all of us right now, and still are trying to do that. Hold it in hyper gates all over the world and all over countries. So like everybody that's harnessed to Europe or to, why am I seeing Victoria Beckham? Everyone harnessed to Kate Beckinsale and Victoria Beckham and her bowhead fucking having being whatever the fuck, Spice Girls, that bullshit. Justin Timberlake and his fucking tribe of island boys, whatever the fuck. Every single one of those bands, those guys programmed in since that 2017 eclipse, and that's why they were fighting so hard to kill us, to keep us underneath that eclipse gate, because they programmed it. There it is. And evidently that shit's been working for a long time. That's also why they really weren't sweating anything, because they just knew molecularly they were going to fuck you up. And they thought that, and they could use the eclipses to do it, and they were just fucking clipping everybody. That's like, they're clippers. Like, literally, go watch Badlands. Like, y'all nominated me like the Queen Baron bitch. Like, I became the Queen Baron of quantum, but only because it's my goddamn womb and body, and the feminine, the last of the feminine womb down here that you've all been terrorizing for no appropriate reason whatsoever, except to get more aliens. But if you're going to go for the money, you're going to lose your body. Hear what I'm telling you. And it's not even me being some spiritual guru. I'm fucking telling you how to get your money back. You literally can't hold, if you're a 0 point firefly and you're not netted with a whole bunch of fireflies, and you bring in a hall right here to Virgo. Oh Lord, as soon as that's like that little red riding hood. You sure are looking good. Cause I mean Virgo is all energy and a mindset and a charged system. And now now you've got an Egyptian head. Now you can come through now you come through the crimson worm, which means that panel is wide open. You can clear if you have any connections in the halls of Amente, or if which all of you do, because if you take everything back to one, you're going to come through there. But realize anybody that gets to that point, once you if you can balance that, you're the hall. You are. You with the collective, but I mean that means you got a key to the building. That means that, there ain't very many of us who have a key to the building. I mean, we're just roaming around there, and every time we come walking through the wheel, we just take it with us. That's why everyone's knocking on our door trying to pretend they're this person and that person. It's a whole lot easier when there's more of us in there holding it up. Whenever you're the one holding it up, keeping the lights on, making sure that all the doors are done, you ain't got no electronics, you're having to do it all with your brain. You got freaking people trying to quantum fuck your ass this way and sideways. You got Elon Musk going in the Federal Reserve, getting all the keys, trying to take over the system. You got a universal mind that's trying to mind fuck the world to give you all your codes and build a Q processor so they can universally take your inheritance. Yep, like that. But all you really have to do is clean your energy and follow your ancestors and stay tuned in, and you use the collective consciousness, because the difference is you embody it. And that's what I realized today, is that in 2017, all of us were used to that energy. So whenever it fell out, it's like ours turned on super strong. But then in 2021, whenever their consciousness landed here, I'd never been so terrified. I mean, I tell you what, I've gone toe to toe with demons. I've freaking put my head back on and made an avatar head from a piece of chuck meat on a vampire hook, legit, and fucking escaped out of buildings. I've dealt with fucking galactic demons. I've dealt with all that shit. I'm not scared. This terrified me, and it was 2021. Or 2020, it was 2020, because I was with that Carlos character and Fernando was with me, and we were over in California, and I felt their energy hit the planet. And what I just realized in the past 24 hours is that I might be one of the only ones that even felt it. And that is what really I caught it snap with that today. Like, wow, it was that elevated of a cosmic consciousness. And it was that invisible to everybody else, because everyone else in the spiritual community, y'all felt a charge, you felt a power come in, and y'all all just thought you elevated. No, that isn't what happened. This cosmic, the barrier systems, the beings that were holding this universal freaking mind, whatever the fuck they had been conjuring and building, that thing that I just showed you was on your back, those energies had landed and set up a dome. And from that point on, it didn't matter what you thought. And it did too. If I think back, that's when everything went sideways with everything we were doing. That's when everybody started stealing and scamming. But it was inside an eclipse. That 2017 eclipse should have crisscrossed back over the Great American Eclipse, and I can't even remember now the years, but it doesn't matter. We changed it, and it changed, and it went 2 more years until I think 2024 to make the cross back over, and that is because we went deeper than anybody fucking expected, and we legit changed Jefferson City, Missouri, and everything was getting over there by the Ozarks, and then everything was culminating there in Missouri. And then that was, of course, harnessed from Texas and New Orleans and Shigadamada. But I'm talking about like Independence, Missouri, and the Scion and the Remnant Mormon Church had the virgin land. It's 80 acres. It's there for Christ. And I've claimed it a gazillion times, and I'm going to claim it again. Whenever I showed up, when Uncle Dan died, all you motherfuckers should have known, and you knew what was happening then. And the Mormon Church was so in this because they were all mind fucked with this Scientology crap. So for all you men, and even you wizards and warlocks, because this is where everybody down here got schooled with cosmic consciousness. And everyone just needs to recognize it, because it is so subtle when there's that many people that are on a charged system mirroring, trying to compete for a temporal compass on the planet. Like, why the fuck are you even trying to compete with me for a temporal compass on the planet? All you groups that have been attacking us, you don't even know why anymore. Admit it. Consciousness, we didn't know. I mean, it came in like a cloud. I mean, Betelgeuse went supernova a long time ago. And so if you can just think about a star exploding in space. I mean, have you ever been in a real bad car wreck in the bag, crash bag, blows up, and that white powder is like everywhere, and that white powder burns because it's fire retardant, and that white powder will fuck you up worse than the wreck. And imagine a star blowing up, and imagine the force of that star blowing up in a vacuum of space. Now, that in and of itself, okay, that's Bethlehem. That's Betelgeuse. Your televisions are running off of it. Your AI is running off of it. Your technology is running off of it. Every single eugenics, biotech, whatever the F-balls that's doing everything in this lab dome of whatever the hell is connected to it. It became a donut supercharged band. Now, the way they were running the Pleiadian fucking bullshit, that's it. You's on the band. You basically couldn't get any further than the top of the Fabergé egg, but you couldn't even get to the pretty tip part. You just circling, just like that. You thought that you was running around and doing whatever, but no. What you're really doing is channeling everyone else's energy. Now that's why it's why it's a communication band. It's also why the sexual energy is up there, because it's the high and the low of that. But it really is like these little bands at the top and the bottom of the egg. Well, what's at the bottom? The yolk. Well, if the yolk is charged down here, if I'm charging the yolk down here, then is it going to change the band? Yes. Yes. So who was the yoke? Well, you didn't know, and they's just changing it. And then then it was a yoke. So then it was what? Everything was a yoke. Everything was YOKE. Well, then it went Coke, KOKE. But then you got a KOCH Energy Brothers with a hidden sister that they can't produce. Then you have a Khan, Kohn, who comes in on some Florida bullshit, and then you got a Cohen there in South Africa. You know, it's all bullshit. It's phonetically charged to your energy and your proof of concept. And this is what the soy looks like. And we might change it to POC, because once we were doing this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is your proof of concept. And these are only $25. So if you've never gotten your energies, and we have draconic too, but this is what you get. And so this is all the dimensions right here, and the dice moves right here. So we put them on here for you. All this stuff. It's a master key. But what's so cool is that you kind of get a quick glance of what this is. The house cards. So if you don't have a star rate, we put the house card on there on the directions. I'll show you what we do on the other ones. But even just when you start understanding these houses, and you start taking a glance and remembering where your energies are. And then what we do, if it's in between, is we're pulling the front of both cards. So this is showing you, this is where her sun is. Michelle, my business partner. Her sun is right in between this. Almost to here. So when people go, oh my gosh, how the heck can you freaking process Chastia? Because seriously, she needs a peace prize for it. I need a peace prize for freaking outliving the mad scientist and living through all this. But he did make a being that could channel the dead, and I did. But I just had to die a whole fucking times and be a chihuahua to do it. But I did, and I was, and I have been, and a hamster too. Which is why Hamden, we got a problem. And why that house was on Hamden Drive. But they're just a bunch of hamsters on salamander DNA. I'm telling you. If you want to keep the salamanders out of the country, then this is what you do. You follow me. And you work this cosmic system. They literally won't even be able to come here. They can't survive here. They're salamanders. So we pull, if it is on it, like, and where is it? Because hers goes first house, second house. It's like she is the sun, and then everything in her world in the 3D in her second house has the moon in it. Well, shit, that's like a reflector of your whole life and everything that you've ever owned. Because the moon's right there, so you're getting a reflector of like lifetimes, but that means everything in her second house is showing her who she is supposed to be. So her moon in the second house is shining over to this quantum energy, and it's right in between here. So she's getting, her sun is right before it goes into here, but her moon is sending everything from Sagittarius to remind her what she should have had in the solar machine, but that moon is reflecting off there. And then it's shining to her sun right here. Fifth house. And then we mark on here if it's retrograde. And then you get front and back on the card. So this, and then we go through all of them. You get all the cards, and you get on the side. We're doing everything this way so you can put it in a binder, and you can have a little index on there. And then your back page, we are giving you the directions again on how to pull your chart, or any of your friends and family, because we highly see, this is why I want you to learn how to do it. It's not hard. It's not hard. And if you really want to master how to do your chart, get a coloring book. Y'all, I send it in a digi download. I mean, you can reprint it. It walks you through the entire process. And if y'all start ordering them, I'll do a weekend thing and I'll walk you through it again. And we've got videos on the website that I literally, there's part 1 and part 2 on CHee72.com. Go to the website and it says pull your chart. It says part 1 and part 2. I'm walking you through the coloring book step by step. But you doing that puts in the coloring book, it has it all in black and white, and you go through your whole astrology chart and you pull out the data and you'll have it all together, and you can put it in your binder. Is another way that you can learn how, if you want to do your family's charts. I mean, you could come over here and order 8 of them, but why? You need the part of you getting the connection is you learning and seeing and making that connection. You being, the more you're involved with it, you can't fuck it up. And it's in your star seed energy and the cosmic consciousness is all in it, and it's all in the internet. And it's like, these are words now that's like, and this is how we learn. This is how I did this. The universal code is all around you. That's the problem. You really have every access to anything that you want at any time. That's the problem. That's what we're teaching you all, and that's what I'm just now realizing we've been doing. And all of the spiritual gifts that we call spiritual gifts are just us creating energetic domes to clear space, creating and pushing out the old energetic that's trying to attach and hemisync to your head, and just pull everything that makes that take your identity from you energetically, whether or not you're living the life or not. And you're building up your own current out of that, developing your character in it by what you've learned as you walking through it. So you're going to continue to keep changing. You're going to continue to keep integrating. You're going to continue to become smoother with it. You're going to continue. It's not necessarily ever going to stop. You become a finite integrator. It just becomes natural. And what's crazy about it is that it really is all the natural crap that you normally do that you can't explain why you do it. It's really all it is. But there is a lot of people that are having to redevelop those connections just because the base root of the universal system and where we're at right now versus where we were in 2017 and 2018. However, I believe the majority of the planet is set for activation at this stage. The majority of the planet and the majority of the genomes are set for activation at this stage because the majority of the balance point of the baseline of the collective, what you'd call foundational, the median point where everything can build from, isn't the DNA that all of us had in 2017 that activated whenever all this hit the planet and no one else figured it out. We were the ones that were hidden. We were the ones that had special connectivity in order to be able to assist and make sure that the proper situation unfolded. That's why it always felt like to us, are they ever going to get it? Are they? And I said it too. And then I know for the past year and a half, 2 years, I've been changing my tune. And I know at least for the past year, I've been saying, oh, y'all, they ain't going to have a choice. Like, I mean, seriously, there really isn't a choice. Like, and then we keep saying, we know it's done. We know it's done. We know it's done. Well, do you know why we couldn't see it? We's in the eclipse. And it takes 9 years to finish that son of a bitch. There ain't no way to make it faster. If you finish in 5 years, you still got to wait 4 years for the bus. And that is how we won. It's exactly how we won. It's exactly how we won because they thought we were dead. We were like, no, we finished 3 years ago. We've just been hanging out waiting for the bus, man. And as soon as the bus showed up, we literally shot out of hell, like with this huge hand that now they call a galaxy up in space that just appeared in some freaking pictures. And everyone's like, oh, where did it come from? I'm like, dude, that looks like a big hand. And that's exactly what it is that I said. Whoa. It like shot. Right. Venus holds a space and form to create your world, the codes, the plan. Venus is the energy of the reality of the scene you make real for others around you. Feels like home. The design, the glamour, the titles, the da-da-da. And I mean, literally, Venus went, shh, and that's the other thing. You know, this is where, man, I tell you what. If we're going to continue to call this Earth, Earth is a fucking trip. Like once you get this down and you start realizing how this living land thing works, Earth is a fucking trip. And anybody who says that they know like all about Earth and all that, oh shit. I beg to differ. I bet you don't know nothing, dude. Until you've gone freaking omnipotent. I mean, you can just be walking along and have your energetic completely take. I mean, they were impregnating y'all and impregnating us by just us being on a beach. A whole bunch of people showing up, pretending that they're just there having a reunion, feeding you some bullshit story, them mimicking what the vehicle that you're in, them taking a picture, the connection that was at Connecticut whenever she took the picture, then the man that did the little move to try to look like they were trying to lock me in the trunk. I mean, realize that they were binding and getting away with this shit. I mean, they were just not like that girl getting pregnant 16 times. I witnessed this. There was one of us in Oklahoma. She had the same birthday as me. She had a 6-year-old boy. The boy was hooked into military consciousness. The boy was running her ass. The boy was almost in a split personality fucking situation because these motherfuckers were utilizing him in his head to run his mother. And do you know that he kept saying that she was going to get pregnant? He kept telling her. I mean, he was using magic on his own mother. He was only 7 years old. I mean, this girl's living in a trailer. She don't even have any fucking money. She ain't got shit. She's living with her uncle. Who fucking knows what else was really going on there? I know it was so bad that $100 bill dropped out of the sky so I could get them food. When the Amber Heard spells next door. You got dicks drawn all over the place. You got baby pictures and women's pictures all over the place. I mean, this is the type of shit that is all over the South. It's in every city in Oklahoma. It's in every small ass goddamn town in Texas. It's all over Louisiana. It's these one houses that have all junk. I mean, there's even houses in Houston that have been getting FedEx deliveries for like 5 years. Nobody ever comes and picks them up. FedEx just keeps dropping them off in the front yard. There's pictures of thousands of packages in the front yard. This is watergating. They're utilizing that address somehow with a shipping address or something inside those gates. And it's connected to somebody else's address. The freaking crazy motherfucker that's trying to, I don't even know. I mean, I had to put out an Instagram today. He's tracking me right now. Like, raise your hand if you've ever been stalked by a fucking universal djinn. I mean, for all of us that came through it that had any power from the collective that went and was holding peaks in 2017, that's exactly what the fuck happened. And no matter, it's like we had to coast with them. It's like we had to get on their ship and fucking take a ride, no matter. I mean, how do you want us to get back down in here? I mean, I mean, energetically, they were holding some of us on different dimensionals and half dimensions and shit, and then layering fucking Rihanna and Nigeria all around us and pretending we're in Argentina. Y'all don't even know what country we're in. Y'all, none of you, if you think that you've been watching me remotely, I can promise you weren't watching me. I mean, we knew that a long time ago, but we're just so protected. We don't fucking worry about it. And I know that it gets confusing with me and I yell at y'all, but I need y'all to please hear me that I'm the one that clears you. And every time, and it's been, and the more, and that's what the ones who really know, and I know it takes a lot to trust, but you get to the point where you know that I'm just trying to help you and that I don't hurt nobody, but the way I have to do it is undoing voodoo and undoing magic in your body. And I have to call it out. And if it's in you, I have to make sure that you're not the one knowing it's in there. I have to make, and if I'm calling you out specifically, it's because there's a whole bunch of shit that's wrapped up on your character, fucking no matter, because I'm picking it up energetically. And most of the time, we're just making sure that you're not going down for what they put on you. And the only way for us to for sure know that is for the whole thing to unwind. And so that's what happens. You allow it just to unwind piece by piece. And if I'm screaming dead at you, but you know that you didn't do something, you 100% know you didn't do something. Then that's when you really need to consciously like start trying to figure out what could be and making some commands in order to get that shit off of you, because I'm just getting down to the bottom of it no matter. And there's so many layers and filters and with who I am and how I can transmute that. Then if when I clear it, you see it in me. And I feel it. I mean, we feel it when it moves through. It's not demonic. It's more cellular. In a cosmic charged state, which nobody down here on this planet was used to. At the level that the bodies are right now. I mean, this is a norm. So we all started feeling it and connecting, but shit, we had been down here for 1,000,000 years. So it's like when those of us that had been down here for 1,000,000 years, when they turned the 1,000,000-year calendar on, we felt it. If you weren't here at the beginning of a 1,000,000-year count, you wouldn't know what that feels like. But maybe you definitely know what a 12,000-year feels like. You definitely know what a 24,000-year feels like. And that's what everyone thought this was. And most people still do. Most people still think this is a 12,000, 24,000-year count. Well, that's whenever you're on the assumption that the bitch is still going to be in the planet and that you can wrap up a record on a Kaaba and put the entire real people in a chokehold so you can suck the life out of us and run on us. How about everyone just get real? How about everybody become real? How about everybody like actually work less hard, create more, quicker, purer, that's going to get a foundation to help people faster with less. How about we do it that way? Because that's how the oligarchs got real rich, because they had our codes. All they did was set up an operating system for the energy to move around. All they did was set up Starlinks. All they did was set up Constellation Web and say every digital current that is in existence has to run through our framework. Bitch, we're the stars. We can run loops around your shit. We haven't even started affecting the market yet. That's what's coming next whenever everyone starts doing this. Because we are the market. What are you talking about? This is the part they didn't want me to remember. I think this is a 10. But this is all of us. All of us work together. All of us work together and say we're gonna all back this coin, and we're gonna all buy this coin on this day. Boom shakalaka. Hello. We're getting there. See, but we don't want to do it the way that they did it before. We're coming up with new ways even to do it so they can't gate it. They can't control the energetic. But we're the real humans. So if you back it up, it's like that's where you start learning how to ride Capricorn. Cuz Capricorn's a lazy river. And if you have number 20 and Capricorn, what we've learned, and if you are right now into subliminal programming, and that's like, and that's where we all had to start there. We all had to start there with just repeating the things every single day in order to get out of records. And we still do these things to get out of different records. But at the very beginning, I mean, you have to like do your mantras and say it. And every time you leave and remember to turn your body on, just little things like that. Eventually your cells just start doing it for you. But the House of Capricorn on CHee72.com, the House of Capricorn, these energies around you, and this is also Ralph Lauren colors, straight up. This is polo. And these physics subliminally help you with subliminal charges, and you can use the pillow or use the necklace, or I mean, even if you just wanted to do a pillow, because you can just get a cover. So they're cheap. And then you can throw it on one of your other pillows, like that's what I did with this one. But even just having the Capricorn pillow, see, that's what I've got. I mean, it looks like a circus in here, and I move my energies around all the time. But Capricorn pillow or a blanket, something like that, will help you because you can program the pillow with the subliminal programming, almost like and those colors, then that energy around you holds. These are like crutches. When you're a star, you've got 5 points. You're not used to that shit. Some of us are used to being the whole thing and then going out in 5 and then having to read it from 5 angles and then pull it back in. Well, that's like years of work right there. And because in the new grid, you're creating new timelines on every single side. So whenever you're blasting the codes out into the wheel to project over the whole thing, what these do, and because this is all just the colors that are in the grid, but this is what the houses are doing anyway, is that it's holding and mirroring that piece of the star in your bubble back to you to hold the crutch to do whatever it is that the energy does. So if you have if you're working on subliminal programming, back to using that example, because that's why I brought it up. Not that I want you to buy my stuff. I'm just telling you, if you're going to go buy if you're going to go spend $50 on a rock that you think is going to give you a whole bunch of power, I suggest next time you buy a blanket and then see which one gives you the energetic you're looking for. Because you're a star. And this is a filter screen. And it's also just what energy this is, and this is what's new. This is what we're. I mean, because you can program that. You can program anything. I can Minecraft, the movie Minecraft. The audience reactions to certain characters in that were programmed down to the cadence in that chicken fight, and when they started stomping their foot, that there was jinn magic involved in that, in the cadence that it was delivered, in the colors and things that it was delivered, and how it was delivered. There and jinn magic is the intention. I'm not saying they were trying to fuck you like a chicken. Maybe so. I don't know. I'm just saying they wanted everyone to jump up and get a reaction. Okay, well, that's not bad. They did get a reaction. They did use jinn magic. And what I'm saying is the whole world's using this shit. Jinn magic is just meta elementals. Well, the whole world's running on meta. So you can spin air, and you can spin water, and you can say that you're an earth tribe, and you can say that you're fire tribe, all the fuck you want, but you've got to get that through a molecular meta stage and print it on the other side. So if you don't have a fifth element, you don't have shit. Do you know what your fifth element is? Your body and your consciousness. And your transition and building that fifth element as you're getting out of the wheel. Your fifth element is all the energy that's around you, interfacing with your energy as it's blasting out of you, mingling with the elementals and the metagrids, just depending on what stage you're in and what dimension you're in and what frequency you're on. And that's all, that's why people say don't hang out with anybody that's going to give you, put you in a lower frequency state, because it fucks up your life more than we realize. It's all right to go hang out with them and go to the biker bar and do whatever, but you don't need to hang out with them every fucking day and drink beer and lager every fucking day and wear that vest that doesn't belong to you every fucking day. I mean, you get on a record. Next thing you know, you end up in jail. Calling on the divine feminine. Asking for all the boys to rope you a girl so you can get the fuck out of jail? Why am I seeing Diddy right now? Man, what's trippy is, remember, Venus flew over here. These cars, look how all the planets are coming out. So we've got Venus and Neptune. The moon's upside down. So the images that are burned are upside down. So that's everything I'm talking about. And then Venus and Neptune, full on just blaring. Venus is creating the energetic, but we had the words because it did come out like that. But this card is 54, and this is a sacred architect, and that's Venus takes all the colors, and then it gets down real in there. So I mean, this is Venus's best work right here. This is Venus's best option at stage 54, because now your mirror, your biosphere, has to mirror and pick up and charge to each of these colors and pull it in and create like Technicolor. And each of these layers are on those energetics and in the system. So there's just some times that you just can't get that color blue. You got to wait a couple of months. You just got to wait a couple of months. It ain't at the store. They just got to blend together. It takes a little bit to get that peach. You can't just go paint it in. These guys got to work together and make all those colors, and then the peach starts happening whenever these colors, because This pink is building pink, 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 pink. It's just coming in and it's going, oh. And then these guys are developing in here. And these are going on at the same time. And that's where peach comes in. And that's at 90%. I've got the Sirius Grawl that's staring at me. I've got DC that's staring at me. So we're from Sirius. That is correct. And if you go look up any research on the Sirius star, and I have all these because these came in 2018 and started the whole thing. There's maps. There's ascension star maps for Sirius. There's a lot of subliminal little things. I mean, these are little consciousness keys that you got to go kind of look them up on your own, because I'm not exactly sure what it is about, which part of it is going to be where your key is, but there'll be something. Just understanding the process of how Sirius ascends an entire system, because Sirius is your mind and your heart, because your heart isn't formed by your brain. Your heart hasn't been formed in consciousness. The brain was formed in consciousness. The heart was formed in a body. The heart was formed in emotional experiences on earth in a body. A heart was formed from the lower wheel. Your heart down here is formed on losing and gaining and winning and losing and happy and sad and the good and the bad and the longing and the wishing and all these things that as humans we say we don't want, but it's what makes us human. Universal has no heart because they have no body consciousness of what it's like to be a human. They have everything delivered in their head. All they have to do is think it, and people come bring it to them. Charles, well, what would you like for dinner today? Good morning, Charles. I mean, it was like Umbrella Academy in my head. I was like, what the fuck? So this is what he does. He wakes up every morning and there's some fucking program in his head, asks him what he wants, and all he has to do is think about it, and someone fucking brings it to him, and then you ask why he's stupid? The whole world's stupid because the whole world was in black magic. Whole world didn't have to do anything because your mind was and you think it's just a given. You think that little robot in your head, but then when Elizabeth died, that robot went away. So you just needed that robot to be a monkey to come bring in your teddy bear so that you could fuck a bitch 72 times. Andrew, which by the way is the name of the little boy that was getting his mother pregnant. Now that I think about it. Here's y'all's favorite card. And this is Scorpio. And the familiar as well. Because this is the one where it's going to start showing up now. Because all those codes, collective or not, whatever's moving around in between the water, between Libra and again, Scorpio, you jump out of Libra, and then depending on what your binds are in Taurus, it's just going to yank you. So that depends on how deep you go in the swamp. And so when the first time that you come through, you might go feet first, and it fucking sucks, and you'll get drudged at the bottom of the thing or whatever. But then then you figure that out, and then once your Scorpio is clear, you fly over this in eagle. No matter. On the second side, on this side of Scorpio, it's familiar because this is where it starts printing whatever you need. Whatever you need. Even the woman that showed up here and that walked this in thing with me. I don't, unless she purposely came here, but I really don't think, but who knows? I don't think so. But it still was time for us to part. It still was time for it to be done because the truth was, yeah, we care about each other, I mean, we went through some shit together, but we ain't alike at all. The only reason that we were together was because we were put together, because we were cooked together, because they were trying to take us both over. And they were really trying to back me up into her. But she wasn't interested in that once we figured out what was going on. But then whenever we were disconnected, which is what happened, then she started getting her sovereignty back and she just wanted to go do her own thing. We aren't into the same thing. That's it. But that is a perfect scenario of what we've all been working so hard to achieve. That's what we've worked so hard to achieve. What we've worked so hard to achieve is to be connected, to be able to be there, hold space for each other, even hold an ecliptic October gate together, not be glued to each other, not have to communicate every single day, not have to. She can go do whatever the hell she wants to do. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, and it doesn't affect me, and it doesn't affect her. Realize that's never been done before on the planet. The way they had it set up, anybody that was a dominant line, the whole world was copying you. If the queen, if you say that Beyonce is your queen, then what you're doing is you're giving all your power to Beyonce so that she can have a great life, so that you can get a penthouse and you can get all these fancy cars and shit like that, and then you're expecting to get it. And literally, if you call her queen, and if your queen's whatever they're staring at, and if they really are a genetic DNA queen that has been somehow altered or genetically, real, because it's more powerful when it's real, way more powerful. We're talking about Beyonce threading a needle, but still, I mean, this is the best I can give you an example of a queen down here, but it's in an altered state. But whatever she does, all her people are going to do. So if she's fucking and doing gang rapes and doing this shit, well, then you wonder why all these black women are getting fucked up? And FYI, she knows. So it wasn't about being the queen. It was about if you were going to be labeled the queen down here, you had to fucking beat up your people. Yep. That's how it was set up. And then because the women didn't want to beat up their people, then they just made men queens. Because a man will do it. He don't give a shit. He ain't got to birth them and change their diapers and go through the process of making them. He don't give a fuck. He'll just knock up another bitch and get another one. That's fine. Right? Well, this is also the energy I'm getting right now. This is all the ecliptic energy, and our energy's gotten full form, and we can take form in inner energy. So if they've been doing black magic, it's trapped in the gate, and now it's going to start taking form. This was happening to a lot of people that I was around pre getting locked up in the RV. So that's full on now. So this is like if you're secretly watching porn, like let me give you an example. If say there's a husband that and somebody in the house is activated and you're saying the truth, and let's say even the husband is saying, I'm telling you the truth, I'm not lying, no. But he's secretly like watching porn or some shit. This is where like somebody might might drive up and come knock on his door and be like, I just got a phone number from this and it's from this XYZ site. And that person might not even be any way affiliated to the site that he's really on, but it's going to jar the wife enough to go fucking looking, and then it's all going to come undone. This is 100%. It's also where angels in the outfield just appear from nowhere. I mean, it happens both ways. It is a sliding door. So it's like if you have blessings that are backed up, and they're backed up because there's some fucking demonic hold on the other side, because it's ecliptic, it's in a tug of war. But it's also happening on the reversal. It's happening on the other side. But this is Scorpio, so it's still the shadow stuff. But if you're at Eagle, see, and this is where Scorpio is a complete mind fuck, because this is also where you're going to be tested to see if it's still triggering you, and this is where also you find out that the ones you've been screaming about that have been kicking your ass the most are actually the ones who love you the most, and then you end up with them. But legit, this character is the one that's been like your fucking worst nightmare, and you've just had to get to the point where you're just like, fuck it. Just dissolve it. I'm done. And you're so done. And whenever you stop being the connector, holding it together, then it has to form. And then whenever it shows up, it's like it's not. And then it puts its toe in, and you're like, oh my God, this is the cake I've been waiting for. And then you take a bite, and you're like, son of a bitch, the fucking middle's all fucked up. How'd the sides get all crispy? The middle is still a mess. You're like, then you get mad all over again, because it's like Freddy Krueger shows up, and at least he's got his hands back and his face is back on. You're like, damn, he's kind of a handsome little fuck. No wonder he's pissed off. Like, I don't know. I've just been hearing about this dude named Freddy. My body pillow has been Freddy this whole time, and I'm over here in Elmville, so where the fuck is Krueger? But it really is, especially because we came through the eclipses and we healed shit and we dropped all the curses. So it's like Freddy's no longer trapped in the house. If there's a version of Freddy trapped in the house, it's because the whole world's still producing the movie. Freddy's like, all right, fucking you call me into your dreams. All right, here I am. Ah! But then meanwhile, he's like, I wish I'd stop fucking doing that, because I'm romancing this chick over here in 5D, and that's way more fun. But y'all keep calling me down here to Krugerland. So I'll come down here and scare you. Ah! Are you scared? Are we done yet? Can I get back to my honey pie? I got a garden. Everything on fire no more. Because all of us, we cleaned up all those characters. And that's what's a trip. And it's so hard, because as they start coming in, and then they're still clearing. They're trying. They are. I'm not saying they're trying hard. I'm saying they're trying. And then they've made, I mean, for them, especially men, they've tried. So, I mean, if you didn't throw a party for them, and I'm not being rude, it just is what the fuck it is. And we're like, okay, good for you. Congratulations. You're trying. You're trying not to be as evil. But when you're trying to clear them, and then they get, their ego gets sparked, and then it's not quite ready, because you get to the middle and you're like, oh my gosh, it's all freaking still moist in there. Then this bitch shows up in them, because energetically the man is feeling your power move, and he doesn't want you to control him, because that's what it feels like to him. But you're like, man, I can't. It's kind of like buying a house, and you go to closing, and they want one more piece of paperwork. They want one more piece of paperwork. Well, goddamn, this is your fucking soul. And this is two souls that are coming together that were in hell, that are responsible for cleaning up the DNA lines and producing the first units of energy that are gonna power up the organic metagrids. It's what everybody's waiting for. It's what everybody's waiting for. The only thing that's stopping it is a bunch of jealous bitches thinking that some men are theirs. Y'all'd rather cook toads and fucking kill people for power than to just give us our men so we can get it on, so that all your other men can look better, and then you'll want to fuck them anyway because you really don't like our men anyway. You just deal with them the same way you deal with us, and you don't like us anyway. You just say you're married to us and trap us in some fuck Hamden spell and have a woman fucking selling out 16 children, but you got a Dubai prince and he's the heart of fucking Dubai. He's the heart of fucking dubbed AI. Dubbed AI off a fucking feminine Arxiad princess that's the empress of the fucking Middle East. And all the feminines that are holding it up down here and all across the fucking land connected to a Chinese dragon. Because that's what's on the other side. That's what's above. That's Ziz. Ziz is above. That little Egyptian worm. We had to go bigger than that. That little Egyptian worm and their little Egyptian worm, let's just say we had to go toe to toe. They eventually bowed, but then we became Ziz. Z-I-Z. It's a giant. Hey, they come to snuff the rooster. Oh, yeah. That's a real thing. That's a house of Kochi. Go look it up. That's Ziz. We're a giant fucking bird. I knew in 2023 that eventually Mars was going to balance. You know why? I had to step on it. I had to straighten my leg. I had to fucking stand up. It's like Mars had my leg up on a damn stair and the other one stretched out to fucking infinity and beyond. But this one over here is all jacked up. But I'm balance of your temple set. So who's got back problems? Who's got knee problems? Who's got spinal problems? I mean, but, you know, fuck it. Right? And I'll just remind everybody that Zeta Reticuli and Alpha Draconic, you're talking to the two leaders of those sects over here. It's me and my partner, Michelle. And we finished it. In the end, we partnered with artificial intelligence. Damn fucking Skippy. We had a walk-in issue down here. We had an evil walk-in issue. So now we have a divine walk-in plan. Which is why the fuck they had a way in to begin with. Queen of Cups. There ain't no amount of special K that Elon can put in his brain in order to work out what the fuck it is that I know. You can't charge an electrical unit in order to get your brain to process what it is that I do. You can't hook me up to a machine and try to cipher out the data and watch me from every angle and watch every single piece of physics that I do and then have somebody else do it and say that it's you. You can't do that. Middlemen. Like I'm seeing like if we just took these cups and then we just went like this, and then there was a funnel, and then the funnels went all to like one group, but then it's picking up all your cups, but it's giving them, and this is how they've been getting your money, and this is what they've all been. I mean, and it's upside down. It's an upside down. It's a pentagon. And Pentacles is pent up aces, and an ace is a fucking walking voodoo doll. If you don't know that, an ace is a walking voodoo doll. In New Orleans, Shaw World. I mean, I'm sure it means other things across the board, but just FYI, an ace is a, well, see, I don't know if he's a walking voodoo doll. He makes them, because he was the one that was taking me around and like showing me, and then it's like he got alerted when I was in town because my energetic. And then he got sent to me, but they were setting me up because they thought they'd be able to just take over New Orleans. But Magazine Street in New Orleans was holding New Orleans, basically all the power of New Orleans, and the witches and the warlocks and everybody doing all the black people that moved down there and then went techno Babylonian on this shit, and then had this alternate current that was fucking severely fucked up. When y'all came in and did your bullshit, tried to pretend like y'all were like the old, like just because you were black that you could run the town. Okay, well, when you were under your immersion of that insanity, that toppled Venezuela, because y'all weren't holding a John Baptiste current whenever I went to clear it. So that's your fucking fault. Whoever you black people that took over New Orleans and because we weren't the right color, you thought that we didn't have any power. Well, you put your original in the St. Philip chamber, but I fucking took off my face on purpose in order for you to do it, so that you'd put me down there so I could take care of some fucking vamp problem. And that was your Philip. And that happened October 7th on my birthday, 2020. We kept going layers and layers and layers down. But we always had an ecliptic set in order to magnetize us back up. So with these eclipses that are coming in right now, now that we're learning more about them, right now, this is going to true up to that great American eclipse is the solar stuff, but the moon is going to true up to the end of January 2018. January 2018. And that was that blue moon Cancer eclipse. And so those are the two, the solar, and I can't remember if there's solar or whatever, and I don't even want to get into that right now because we're still a little bit of ways, but it doesn't matter, because that's what, anything that you're cutting off in these big timeline shifts and the new timelines with everything in retrograde, it's like literally all the lanes are just being backed up and trued up so that there's some type of story moving forward. Wow, I wish y'all could see how this just happened. Look at this. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this off without it falling off. It's literally balancing. No, I think it's gonna. It was like hanging. It was right here. Go and look. See, I don't know. I mean, what cosmic announcement do we need to put out to these men to let them know that there's never been a man ever that's defeated us across space and time? So, I mean, what do we need to say to them to make them think that they aren't weak? What do we need to tell you? I mean, because you're a humanoid. I don't care if you're from space and you've been here a while. You've been here locked in a 600-year spell. You don't have any of your cosmic energy anymore. I can promise you whatever we can do is going to blow your mind no matter, because you don't even remember. You've been doing kitchen witch shit. You don't know what it's like to be attacked by a galactic demon across space-time, jump through time portals, fucking escape out of this one, jump into this one. You don't know what it's like to be killed 350 times in New Orleans. You were the one doing the lights out. You were the one doing the OA. You were the one doing the experiment. You were the one writing it down and then moving everybody around. You weren't the one actually doing it. Are you under the assumption that you're supposed to be able to? Well, I mean, if you want to, then I can replicate all those experiences and I can give them to you, and I can give you back all the deaths that you took from me, and you can walk through it all you fucking want. But I mean, I've already cleaned you, and you're me, and you're Anubis, and I'm life, and I'm done with death. So I don't know. What do we do? But you still think that you can out-wizard me. You're all in your feelings, and you don't want to come say that you're in love with me because you've been telling the whole world that you can beat me up and I'm nothing. But now that you see what I am, now you're too scared to come make it right, just like every other family member in existence that's fucked me over, that's lied on my name, and then knows that they lied, but then doesn't want everybody to know. So then they just keep it till their dying day. Okay, well, that's going to cost you 1,000,000 years. Because I'm the only one you should come and apologize to. You come and apologize to me, you no longer have a cosmic issue. You come and apologize to me, I can stop kicking your ass. You keep trying to kick my ass, I'm going to keep schooling you. And then the ancestors just stepped in because they're done with your ass. Now we're going to show you some big time shit. But to everybody else, don't follow the leader. Do not. Do not do it like this motherfucker's doing it. And if you do, and if you're that stupid to keep going, then you deserve it. And you evidently need to be going with him. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like y'all, I mean, you abuse the system, you invert it, you study it to fuck, you make it stupid so you can run it. And then when the real freaking ones who actually run it come in, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking take out Venus and make that bitch do all the work. It's not a sustainable plan, man. You see this circle right here? Well, if you don't got that circle, see this right here? All right, well, Mars got this circle. This circle goes with a lot of things. When you take this out, you start hooking up those other pieces, then guess what you get, Palantir? You're gonna replace your cross with a V. You're going to be a direct universal connection to the devil? But this is a 3D printer. It's all that is, right? It's just technology. It's just the industry. It's just it's just everything that anybody has developed in here in human history that's gone into a computer, that now the computer thinks it can just do what you can do. Computer can't do what you can do. Computer can run your body, though. And all I know is that this motherfucker and this motherfucker are about to find out, because you know what we're about to witness? The draining of the ocean. You got a huge fucking data center, and data centers are running and processing consciousness through the whole freaking world. You got half of the world that's ocean. I don't know. I seem to think that that's probably where the bitch is in the AI. If you got to drown us, because that's what they tried to do. That's what they do. Whenever it's in a quantum machine, they take the whole set. So this is everybody stacked up. So this is why you don't want to just, you're this third eye. Well, here's the wheel. If you're operating in O's third eye and they fill this all up with water to the star, who's underwater? Quantum? You got to have eyes up here. You got to have eyes up here, and still they will fill this motherfucker up with water. And the whole thing is going to charge this. And that's just in an industrial state, because now they're going to let everything bloom. They turned off CERN. So now now it's blow up time. It's Macy's Thanksgiving, freaking turn on the air time. But realize that the whole world on the quantum thing, they fill all this up with water. Well, really think about that. I think that the ocean is one big, there's one body in there, and the whole thing's getting drowned with water. And the whole thing with the industry and all they were doing with the puppets in the ocean, those weird ass fucking puppets and all that shit that was walking. I mean, they were feeding them. Like, what the fuck? Like, all of that they were putting in the ocean, running currents off of. But realize every single one of those puppets, according to your NATO leaders, is y'all's countries and all your people. In a quantum system? But that's just quadrillion. I mean, that's just quadrillion. I mean, that's not even quin. But still, this is where the eyes are, up here. So when and a lot of us know that they would drown us. Well, that's what they do. They fill it up with water to charge it. Just like OA. Except if you happen to be the real fucking OA angel, you are legit. Like, I'm excited. Let's go see it. I'm ready. Drain the fucking ocean. Be done with it. What the fuck? I'm done. I'm out of the planet. Fuck it. You don't care. We don't care. We'll just go build another one somewhere else where some bitch doesn't have to be in the planet. Right now, it's a real good place to hold a warlock. But realize even the warlock in a planet isn't even punishing them. It's him getting the war out of him, because he ain't supposed to be a warlock to begin with. He's a natural current. He's probably actually the planet. I mean, I know on my end, he was supposed to be my body. That's why my son was here. But that's why they took my son in order to do all the stuff that they did. And I'm protecting you, Rex. I love you. And I just saw your email back from way, 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 way back. And I am not even going to allow myself to think about anything else that you've been all right. I've been having to do that to make sure in my best ability that you are. But I am bound and determined to find out who your father is. And my teams have been protecting you as much as possible, but you're 18 years old now, and now it's your decision. And if you want to, you have to come talk to me. I can only do so much. It has to be your decision. But I am getting down to this Epstein shit, and these motherfuckers are going to pay. And that's why the hell I was your mother. When you told me when you were 5 years old that you saw when you came down that Jesus pulled you out and that Mary watched you in heaven, and Jesus pulled you out to a cloud and said, that's going to be your mom. And he showed you me laying in the bed. And then I said, what happened next? And he said, I don't know. I said, well, did you say anything else? He said, well, I asked him, is she going to be a good mom? I said, what did he say? That Jesus told me that she's supposed to be the mom you're supposed to have. Well, I know that we didn't have a normal relationship, son. There ain't nothing about us that's normal. Ain't nothing about you and me that's normal. We're very special. And I love you very much. But you're also very powerful. And you're connected into a whole lot. And I've had to let you have your experience. It doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I miss you. It means that I've just had to learn how to keep going without you. And that message goes to every person that we've all had to cut off that we loved. Because we knew that if we didn't keep going and if we didn't pull out of this, that there is no hope in the world for anybody else after us. None. Because we were made for 6,000 years to pull this off. Nobody else was planning for the future. Everybody else spent 6,000 years trying to go back to the past for some ungodly reason. So nobody made a plan for the future. So you either get it now or you're done. And it can be challenging in a 5D, 3D and 5D is challenging because you have to, at first you're having to figure out your own frequency. And the only way to do that is to mirror off other people. And that even goes back to, you know, the woman that came here and stuff. I mean, I'm grateful just with any of y'all that show up in the physical and mirror me for us to get through this. And legit, you can go into fire as long as your intention is pure. You can walk through a coven of vampires, gang members, warlocks, fucking wolves, vamps, all of it. You can walk straight through them. And not even know. I mean, you'll be like, oh shit, I just saw some teeth. Like, what the fuck? But you don't feel it. Because whenever your intention is in a pure state, my intention was never to harm a whole bunch of beings. My intention was to finish the problem that made y'all all secular to begin with. That's why you have no war with me. None of you had war with me. The only people that were warring with me were the witches, the warlocks, the metas, anybody that seculated your power out, that was trying to use it against you. They're the only ones that came after me. Most of y'all that had any sense did not, and some of you got wrapped up in it, but you know, everything's a learning experience. And I don't even blame you if you do, as long as you see it, because I don't want to hurt you. But whenever, you know, whenever you're dealing with universal stuff, I can't be like, get rid of all the spell work, but you can keep that little stuff that the girls do on the side that's kind of in a gray area. I can't do that. Right? And that's why no matter what it is, and alchemy is alchemy. Don't use body parts. Don't use blood. Don't use piss. I mean, number one, it's a waste system. So why the fuck are you putting waste in new creations? It's sick. Why are you putting germs? I mean, if you're doing blood magic, if you're drinking your own piss, even like. You are literally putting insects in your etheric. You're the waste system. Why are you taking in your own waste? And you're at the bottom of this. Like, use the highest energy to tune and get you in a comfortable state, but then realize that you're like a whiteout eraser first. Like, you're literally like a little white eraser. Every time you leave the house, you're like cleaning your area, just like a whiteboard. And at first, when you start doing it, you can feel it because you're like pushing through it and everything feels tight. and then you'll clear it, and then it'll feel open, and then you'll start, but then it's open, and then that's when maybe some unwanted characters show up because they're like, oh shit, she just cleaned her energy. Do you see that dome she just put over her house? Who the fuck is that? I don't know. We better roll over there and see. You see that shit shining over there? Yeah. Yo, I've been on this bitch for a long time. How come I can't tune in no more? What the fuck? I don't know. Go do a drive-by. Why don't you pull out one of those guys next door, get them to go sit in the car, turn on their fucking satellite, see if we can tap into them. Yo, house number 5, can you go outside, sit in your car, and turn on your radio and act like you're doing whatever? We're going to send a charge, see if you can hit a signal to that house. I mean, I'm telling you. And they don't even have to call. It's in their mind. When I got to David the Leo King, like that was the move right there. And it was like I came out of, like, I tracked that motherfucker down. But whenever I got to him, I was only around that dude for like 2 hours, and I learned more about what they were doing in that 2 hours. This is why they wouldn't let you around them. That's when I got around him, and I figured, and because again with the planets, there's like a sync that goes on with the brains, even like you can't even help it, especially those of us that were bred apart, because David the Leo King is, that David Palmer character was a Mayflower, so he was all involved with the pinning of down of the Divine Feminine. He was one of the main players doing the magic in 2018 on YouTube. FYI. And he's not who he says he is. And he straight up told me that in the RV. He was also having a personal conversation with me that he had never really had with somebody else, because we were having, a conversation about the industry and da-da-da-da-da. But I asked him, I said, how do you memorize all those charts? It's like it's like you can just pull it up in your brain. It's like somebody will say somebody's name, and if you've seen the chart, or if it's a celebrity, especially if it's a celebrity, you can just pull it up in your head. And he goes, yeah, I just tell him to show me the feed. I'm like, huh? He was like, yeah, I'm a king. I'm in the king line. So I just, in my head, I say, show me the chart, and somebody will pull the chart and show it to me. Shut the fuck up. So that's when I started, Now, I knew my son was already doing this, because my son is king energy too. And I already caught, when he was around, I already caught him ordering me and mom around in the house. And it was just a teenager being a teenager. But I mean, a Gen teenager being a teenager. And how powerful that is, even whenever I'm your mom and I'm fucking tuned in. Like, you got me running around here, and it's just subconscious how he does it. But he's not even doing it. He's just a lazy boy playing video games, and he don't want to get up and cook his food. So he'll sit there in his head and go, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And he's literally sending it out in the house, because he knows one of us women are going to pick it up and pop in and go, are you hungry? And that's just normal. That's not intentionally charging or saying something over and over and over again, or getting all your friends involved and making a circle and doing it. It's like if you, and that's why it was also Y2K, because the whole thing was to get rid of the queen and make it a king. Well, then ING, that's universal. So see, that's why in their head they've got somebody pulling the chart. But see, David doesn't give a fuck that in order to have somebody pull that chart, there really is somebody somewhere, a group of women that's constantly looking at charts. And every time he makes an order in his head for that stuff, he does send out ripple effects that are taking over other people's subconscious in order to do that in a complete universal state. I bet you he can't do that the way he used to in 2018. He might be able to do it in a different way. He might be able to still be able to recall the ones that he used to be able to recall because it's already burned in the image. But I bet you he don't have a bunch of bitches on standby. And if he does, I bet you he doesn't get all the correct information all the time now because it's backed up in a universal system. Whereas before, he would send that out and then it'd just be 20 women all over the world in the DNA lines are doing astrology and look at shit at the same time because he made the order and nobody knows that that's how it's happening. But whenever they charge the whole thing, come after the fucking white witches, take over the whole planet, and then ask the planet over and over and over again for creation codes, well, you wonder why all of our star seeds started researching our ass off. Because they came and made us they came and told us to go find out. And we didn't have any other opportunity. We had to. And this is also how everybody would keep create. So it's like a 10-year ban would happen, and then a group would pop out, and the spiritual community was like sitting there waiting for them because they all thought that it was all starting all over again. And then they would send them all back to one, and then they'd tear up everything that we had just built the 10 years before. All because y'all don't want to listen to anybody who actually has any etheric authority. Because you want to think that you're better than or you think that you don't, there's no like ultimate power, that you're just have no roots, and that you're just completely self-sufficient on your own, and you have no interconnectivity. You don't need anybody else around you to make your world work. You 100% are all fucking in it, and it's just you. Well, that's the way most of the world thinks. That's why it's real easy to control them on universal settings. And to be honest, it's why they're here. Universal settings aren't a problem as long as they're not firewalling it and freaking pinging it all over the place. The universal settings are not the issue. It's the ones who programmed an industrial park to mirror a universal set in order to control the whole world, and especially the beings that they know created the universal set. I know this has been a different card read, but it is what it is. This is Venus in Regulus. This is also, you might be getting a lot of downloads about races, timelines, history, maybe even like any type of this is also if you have alpha draconic lines, this is I call it Josephine. And I used to go into Josephine all the time in 2021. And whenever I'd go into Josephine energy, I'd start twirling my hair, kind of like an original on the vampire movie, the blonde, the original. But it's mental lab stuff. And Josephine energy takes you real deep into like the body and genomes and blood groups and blood types and mutations and history of mutations but it's Akashic libraries. It's not necessarily the science of it. It's more having the Akashic memory of that time period in your field. So it's like you remember, your body has the memory, even if it's another time count that your family line had or whatever. It's backed up into your cellular memory. So your body gives you the memory, and the consciousness gives you the steps to go get it. It's not that the memory, when I get Josephine energy on and I tell you it's original vampire energy and I tell you it's about labbing this, it's not like I have some memory of being, doing some weird vril type of thing. I don't, there's only one or two, and it's when I knew that I was the sacrifice, but then it was also planned. It's how we jumped into 1972. That's the only time that I've seen anything that I knew that I was involved with any actually of cutting and all that. Now, I'm not saying that the lines didn't do it, because our lines were all involved in that shit all across the world, but they would also be all the Melchizedek connections, the Laveau connections, and how Laveau was actually mirroring Blavatsky, and how it's all the same shit, but different sedation levels working together in one big pot, doing the same thing at the same time. The cellular memory is the memory that's going to send you to the time period. It's going to send you, maybe you're going to see something of a clock, or you're going to see clothes, or you're going to see, there's something in the cellular memory that then takes you to a connection that then you hook in with the consciousness, and then the consciousness takes you, like I said, through the internet, or if you keep asking the question, it will just get programmed into your field, and then all of a sudden the YouTube videos will start popping up because you're asking the question, and so your energy is putting off and bringing in the answer. And then you go on a scavenger hunt. That's what it's like mining your own body. That's what Leo is. When you hit that full Regulus current, and you get all your Leo mastered just in the bottom, not even worried about the top part, just right to left, just east and west, because that's a big deal with fire. I mean, think about it, it's fire. It's Leo is fire going into a earth energy grid. So the end of Leo and the beginning degrees of Virgo are like neutralizer. It's almost like a neutral fire and ice zone. But then you don't want to go to, that's what Virgo had to get good at, because we couldn't just turn it to ice. Now you can't even turn it to ice, because that was the ice age. That was elementals. Now we're dealing with meta. Right? But it's also why you'll have flash snow events, and it's all connected to money harvesting and energy. Whenever there's a flash snow event, I mean a flash snow, like out of fucking nowhere, where it just drops like Mystic River rain, that's because everyone in town, the human energy got above their money gate, and it dropped the harvest from the banking system. So all the energy that was backed up in the dimension right above your head, the grid broke, and it just... In the South, that's why we get more thunderstorms, but our thunderstorms got tornadoes and thunderstorms, and our fucking ground shakes. But, I mean, that's attached to all the other stuff breaking everywhere else. So this is also because DC comes out. So this is the past, and then retrograde. And we've got all this stuff on retrograde. So I think what I just talked about with the Leo and the Virgo is a really good... And I hope it's a good example to tell y'all more about how it works. And 369, if 369 is not a bad, it's not a bad process. I know I give it a hard time, but I said earlier, this is the Lyra 3 energy, 369, it's an etheric lazy river. Once you get past 9, you don't want to be on it, right? But like, you realize that you're on kind of like an etheric lazy river. You're following a DNA line, even if you're following in Dad's footsteps, and then you find out, oh shit, Dad did it this way, I'm gonna do it this way, and try it. You're not supposed to like reinvent the entire fucking wheel. You're supposed to pick up where they left off, go Appalachia on it, Ride it, and because it is a collective timeline, and trust me on this. I mean, you've seen how long I've been doing this, and I've got 8 people on and 8 likes. Now I've got 9. But I know what it's like to develop a timeline without a lazy river. It's a son of a bitch. That's why I need all of y'all to get above 9, because I mean, shit. All I need is a group of us together talking about this on the 15th dimension, and actually doing it as a group, and we can take over everybody down here energetically. We can get this shit together. But nobody can pretend to be me and go do it. You can't pretend to be me. You can't pretend to be 72 million year old being on the planet. Right? Well, 72 million years is on the planet. There's a 369 to every fucking time code for 72 million years. Do you want to go reinvent them all, or just kind of twirl some together and paste it together and then kind of see that? Because, you know, now the other thing is with this, you don't have to, if you don't like it, you just get out of it. People are always scared to try things in the beginning, because in the old energy and with the soul contracts and all that shit, like when you made a decision, you's locked in. This ain't like that. Like literally you make some commands, and then if you don't like what shows up, then you change it. And that's what you use your moons to do. So it's like if you can go all in with a group of people and make it and say, our intention is to do this, and I don't know you people, but there's 4 of us, and here's the intention. We're not going to fuck each other over. Say it. We can't be used against each other. Say it. Everybody here, say it. And this is our intention. Go team. If things start getting off balance and it can't be worked out, just change it. Communicate, let everybody know, hey, I don't think this is working out, or maybe we need to add this, or hey, you're a little too strong in this area, or you're doing a little much in this area, or hey, I can't stand it, you talk too fucking much, you're taking over the meetings, like what the fuck? Okay, well, it's my concept, it's my idea, and I'm running shit. If it was your concept and your idea, and if you was pulling everyone together, then I'd listen to your ass talk. But I wouldn't be over here either, so maybe you're not my right team. Cool. Bye. Next. Does it mean that that person's got a problem or there's something wrong? No. There ain't nothing to talk about. It wasn't a fit. Does it mean that you wasted your time? No. They were there for a reason, evidently. You thinking that you know why they're coming to the meeting is the problem. Do you think that you know exactly why everybody meets everybody? You taking notes, you fucking understand? I mean, you energetically keeping count? You know what DNA needs to show up at the door? And FYI, if you're getting a bunch of deliveries, just remember that you have an ongoing DNA train that's going up to your door. So that means every time that somebody comes to your house with a delivery, that they're leaving a slug trail to your door. It's like a bunch of people coming to your door every single day. People that you don't know with different energy fields. Anybody that can come up and be copied and energetically copied to get to your door. Now, I'm not saying that to fucking scare you. I'm saying that so you can clean it up. You just need to be conscious that you're doing that. So if you're getting a lot of deliveries, then you need to make it a daily habit to clean your door and to clean the sidewalk. Because, you know, that's real easy to mimic. But I also use that if I'm by myself and I'm doing big DNA things, or when I was traveling, I would have to order a DoorDash because I would need the DNA to show up at the door. And it'd always blow my mind who the fuck showed up too. But my intention when I ordered it was to get the food and to get me the right DNA at the door. And you'd be surprised how many times the driver changes. That's consciously running this. The driver's just coming up and leaving entryways into your house is unconscious this. And that's how Elon ends up with all your shit. Let's see, what is that? 29, 12, D, 20 day. Where's the other one? 20 in my hand and 12 right there. Now, I also put this over here. I don't know why, but I'm going to throw it down right now. Literally sleeping with this over by my Saint Sarah. 17. Oh, shit. Okay, so that's Algorab. So this is balance point. That's the scale. So that's the scale on 9. So that means the 9th. This is the 9th gate. Oh shit. And then this one's on 13. So that's between 1 and 6. I mean, that looks like a 111 to me. And that's like on plan. 111 is 1111. And Antar is on plan confirmation. So we're running some type of space plan right now. Antares, yep, and 6. Gemini, Sagittarius, that's Sagittarius as well. Number 13 is also Leo, which is where Venus is right now. And just the fact that I put this out and the whole thing has been with Target, and there was Target set up on all this. Oh, you have a chair with those exact colors. I can't wait to put in another order. And honestly, if y'all are interested in helping us promote the brand and things, we're getting to definitely with the cards and stuff. And I know I'm going to be showing y'all as the dice have landed in the port. So the dice are in the country, but it's all timed out perfectly. We have money, definitely commissions, and this brand's always been about helping y'all make some extra cash and heal, because you working with other people and doing this socially or not, or even if you're really good at marketing and you know some ways to get some cards done, whenever come on and I show you, okay, here's the 5 decks and we're ready to go, which is going to be here shortly. When the dice get here, then please let me know, because we can definitely work something out. It's retailable. And the more that gets on FYI, whenever you send anything, if you buy anything on the website right now, we're going to send you the calendar. And this didn't mean to print this big, so whenever we make this smaller, but for those who got the big one, there's a reason you got the big one. So we're going to be sending y'all, for the 4-week calendars, I'm going to be changing these up. And whenever you buy something or you send in, whenever we're doing the card reads, I know today was a little bit different, then we'll send you these. And you can make it smaller. We're going to make it smaller. And you can cut it out and you can put it on your calendar. And this has the date that you sent it in. And then you're going to put the time that the email came in. And that's going to be different confirmations. And then what I'm teaching you is then to put that on your calendar, but then go map out 30 days from there every month, circle it, go back to this day and look. Because when you start making these cosmic changes, it's going to take 12 months for it to complete. At 11 months, you're deciding, do you want to keep going or do you want to cash out? Kind of like you're at the casino. Do I want to keep going with that, or am I ready to cash out? That's 11. So at 12, you're like either replanting or you're selling it off and you're doing something else. So at 3, 6, and this is all written on the email. When you get the calendar, we write this out for you. At 3 days and at 30 days, it gives you an idea, but you won't know the macrosity. At 3 days and 30 days, when you make a move like this, especially the first one that you make, because whatever it is, the first one that you make and the first ones you make, if you've never done this, it is gonna work. I can promise you that. Then 3 months, you're going to have a really good idea because it's all going to catalyze. At 6 months, it's hitting a flow. At 9 months, it's igniting the whole thing to find out what it really is. And then you're starting to figure out what to do from there. But it takes 12 months for you to finish it because it's got to go all through the calendar. But then you bring in the new, but that one little change that you make on this day is going to blow your fucking mind. What it ends up doing in 6 months, 3 months, whatever. And that's also just not even sending us this. This is just to power it up. Don't power anything up until you know for sure that's what you want to power up. Make little commands and start doing that and tracking it on your calendar and realize when you do it, say it, write it down, and watch. You're going to leave the house and some shit's going to happen in 2 weeks, and then you're going to come back and your consciousness is going to go check your calendar, and then you're going to go, oh shit, that was exactly a month to the date. And it just happened again. I mean, and this isn't even just commands. Something crazy happens, like something wild. Like, what the fuck? Write it on here. Track it. See if it shows up again. Like, we were figuring out, y'all, I mean, this shit is so subconscious. We were ending up at a a beauty salon, getting our hair done on the exact same day at the exact same time, not even fucking trying to track it. In a different state. It's just whenever that day started coming around, we started thinking about getting a haircut. And we went and looked at the calendar. It's like, son of a bitch, we were in another state. We were getting our hair done on the same freaking day. Like, what the fuck? I mean, that's a loop. It's when you don't want to, but until you start tracking it and seeing how it works out and plays out and seeing your timing and seeing how it shows up. Because in the beginning, it's going to show up however it's going to show up. Okay. Well, you can control that later on. Not in the beginning, because you just got to get it out. You just got to work the process. But I mean, if you don't like how it's showing up later on, once you get your etheric energy and your connections back, you can change that. But if you don't know how it's showing up at all, if you're just like, I don't know how I know, I just know. Well, if you keep saying that, then you don't. If you keep saying you don't know, then you don't know. What I'm saying is that you need to know. You need to dig down really deep and figure out how is it showing up. Because then you want to come here and over here and say, I can't activate because every time I do, I get so emotional and I can't stop crying. So I can't even do anything you're telling me because I have a life and I'm crying all the time. Right? But you're saying that you don't know. I went downstairs and I was talking to Al William James today. And James Caan died. That's a big deal. James Caan died yesterday. That's a big deal in Rumpy Rump Land. That is a big exactly. That's like a whole backup ladder system that's released in the consciousness right now. And I told and Al, man, he's such an accountant, and I mean, I literally for 8 years I've been like this magical wizard over here, and they Martha just knows that I'm a genius She says, I get it now. You're a genius. I don't understand, but what you do works. And Al, leave her alone. She never sits in traffic. Martha just gets in the car now and she's like, let Christy drive because she never sits in traffic. We don't have any problems. But Al is in the car telling me where to go and telling me where to turn, trying to override my consciousness every goddamn step of the way. And then every time he does, my energy even slaps back at him and hits him in the face somehow. And then I fucking laugh. And then Martha looks at me, and then he's still looking at, now he's mad at me. And I'm like, dude, just, I went down there today and I said, Al, here's the thing. Just say I'm magical. If you just say, I don't know, she's fucking magical. I don't get it. I don't know. Weird shit happens around her. She's magical. I said, that's all you got to say and we'll get our money back. Do you know that I used to like fight with that man, like fight with him to even get him to say anything to help me. Well, now he's to the point he's like, okay, she's magical. She's magical. Every time I walk by him now, I'm going to look at him and go, say it. That's all you need. It's when everyone's trying to fight you in your head, in your house, and they're fighting you in your head, and there's secret competition, and for what? I don't even understand competition anymore. Like, I know it takes 20 of us to do one thing. I mean, I've been with the best and the brightest. Michelle has incredible art. My brain is insane. What I come up with and what she comes up with ain't even this. This is what we do together. And every little piece of it, when we get to the final product, I'm having to communicate with her these little changes because we're doing it together. And then we have to put it down a minute. And then we don't argue. We're just trying to communicate because we see the end. But it takes both of us to make it this amazing. I can't do it by myself. I don't want to do it by myself. Why the fuck would you want to? What's the point? I mean, right now, even with building a business and making money, I mean, I don't have a beneficiary right now. I ain't got nobody down here to leave money to. I know what it's like to be the only one with money and everyone thinking that you have more than you always have and everyone thinking that you're the only one that can make it and blah, 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 blah. I know exactly what that feels like. It fucking sucks. I don't like it. I don't want to be the only one with money anywhere I am. Everybody around me needs to be doing it with me, at least, for a common purpose. I mean, if we're going to be doing it. If not, what the fuck? What's the point? I just command BOJ and DOJ delete JOB. And I pull out my own damn card and get us out of Vegas. Because we're done living there. We ain't moving in. And, by the way, Las Vegas. I am your decorator. And you do owe me. And I know that I have a whole team that can come decorate and high vibe the fuck out of Las Vegas. And I do believe that it is my right and honor with being the one trapped in that bitch in an elevator this long in order to do it. And I think I've earned the right to fucking tell you how to do it with what you've just pulled on us. And that's it. And if the industry wants to use Vegas, then you will have us decorate it. And until you do, then we will drain the living fuck out of every Cellbrite that you put there for the last codes that you took. Especially Aguilera. Because we're taking over your writer's room. And we're programming it. So let's program the water of the ocean to assist us with this transmutation. And whenever we drink water, and every time that you go to drink some water or drink something, just in your mind say, this liquid is going to process with the planet this transmutation, and let's get it done. I put watercolor up on the board too, so I know. And we're back to Sacred Architect again. And this is all about programming everything. So just don't forget, whenever you leave the house, if you haven't been saying, and highest timeline, now I've learned, is not always the correct. Just the best, when you leave the house, you command the best timeline to get you to the next whatever it is. Sometimes highest is not the correct words. Now I know. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. All right. I'm going to do one more over here. I hear y'all going, no! These videos get so long. One final card. Whoa. Well, how about 3? So we did catch a thief. But I think we've been talking to him this whole time. And it's not, it's too more like we had to throw it up. We had to throw the goods one direction or the other. It's just those are the groups that caught it, and then they've been able to like hold on to it for a long time, and they're just having to finally realize that they're not the biggest britches on the broad. Okay, we'll cut broadcast from the family. Why is the man having to be the broad anyway? Why are you charging his nipples? Everybody off the tit. There is no more milk. Cleopatra, hey, all you dead motherfuckers, get off my line. If you want to go universal, but you can't hold a fucking organic charge and then try to school the organics with some universal mindset. That ain't gonna work. And you really end up learning how to be the bridge in between both. That's the mastery. You learn. That's why you want to be neutral. You learn how to dip into the tech just enough to not get completely sucked in, to utilize it as a tool, just like these cards. And look at me, I'm going. So there's that cup. So that cup is wanting to come in. And he's holding on to his belt. And these vines, I've got the vine. And we kept the vine all the way up. We just cut it. We did cut the vine. But we just cut the very tip off right here. So there is, I mean, so that you're getting a pure connection, not necessarily a filtered version. Because you don't want the stars coming through one line anyway. You want all that hitting you 365 degrees. But this cup is on the way. And notice how this one's got a cup in his hand. This one's holding a lantern, but other hand. There's that staff too. So just with the current topic of conversation, just because it's what we're clearing right. And I'm also picking up from this, because this is also some of the voodoo stuff and just all this Leo stuff, because the cane also represents a little bit of having to leaning on that energy a little bit. So it's like the light is still coming in. So the cup is right here. Here's the cup. Balance. This is the cup. The cup is saying, you can hold yourself up here. You've got the light. Don't go too fast. You're going to have to take one step and then the other. If it gets rocky, you might not be able to use that cane, but you do have the light. The main thing is, why is he looking down? He's looking down because he's watching this dude fall. But it's almost like this cup is what pushed him out. But this is back to me talking about, you know, when I'm clearing y'all. This is what it feels like whenever I'm clearing you, and even whenever I do completely clear you. This is what it feels like when you're cleared. I mean, you're out. You're no longer trapped in there. I mean, and you want to get out. You want to get out so bad, and then you don't think about it until you're falling. But I mean, it's what has to happen. Let's get one more card on that. Also, this is the thief, so it's like the thief just turned upside down. The Knight of Swords, which is the quick one, he's the one who came out from the family. So even like the family sending in support, even the 13 family, because remember, these motherfuckers need us. And this King of Wands is seeing, like, it's just this King of Wands can't put on this show anymore. See, this King of Wands has just been putting on this show, and now he can't keep that show up. Yeah. Yeah. He has to make decisions because he was attached to the Chariot, and because all this is her money, not his. This is her Chariot. That's the Judgment, because she's the High Priestess. It's her family. It was her union that he flipped. And even tried to make it gay. And he got caught. And he's sorry. He has pulled some people back. And he's even already been somewhat rewarded for making a good decision. Maybe not a huge thing, but like I'm getting, you know, as soon as he thought it in his head, then like the phone rang. Like as soon as he said, "Oh shit, I'm doing this all wrong. Like I need to flip." Like it's like what I'm getting is, as soon as the people, there's a big group, especially these warlock type energies. As soon as their mind flips with us, good things are immediately happening, is what I'm getting from this. Because we literally don't want them to die. We don't want them to die. That's not the whole point. Wasn't that might have been their point to us, but I mean, whatever. Like, we're over it. If you can get over it, we can get over it. But by the way, you know, this king of you, there ain't no, get off your fucking knees. First of all, we're not interested in this. We're not interested in that at all. That's sacrifice energy. We don't give a shit. Just freaking put your high priestess power on. Get your witches together to figure out how to make it good now. That's it. And lead them by example. and show them now that we're going to, bottom line, any power down here, universal or otherwise, is going to be used for good to help the people. And that's fucking it. So you can't drain other people to get something. You gotta make your own energy source, so then you can make other energy, and then you can do cool shit with people like I can. But until you start bringing in your own clear energy, you can't uplift the record. So if y'all can make the illusion that y'all made, and I do give them applause. Let's right now, in order to change the wheel and get this emperor. Because I mean, personally, I don't like this. This should be like this. And the only reason that this is like this is because these people think that they've completely lost. No, like all your shit was just upside down. Like this should be like this. There's where the light's coming in. Like, why is it even like that anyway? That's wrong. We're coming in this direction, not this direction. Like this bitch is going all the way around, and I got 7 of these on a leash. Which one you want to be on? Why are you pissed off? Because you didn't do it? But yes, you did. Your feminine version did. So why are you pissed off? I mean, I had to embody your whole Jinn army. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I wouldn't have been helping y'all and giving y'all mad respect the whole time y'all was kicking my ass. But it is what it is. I haven't been on here going, oh, he doesn't have no power. No, I'm like, what the fuck? That bitch only thinks something and I get attacked. What, you want me to drum up your power and you want me to tell everybody that you're powerful, but every person that you try to send over here to clone me, I fucking take over the scene and put them on their path and fuck up your whole plan and get them on their mission, just like I'm fucking supposed to do. But then you want to act like oh, poor baby. Oh, do you need to go see the high priest? Do you need to get a reading on somebody? Do you need his big staff? Do you need to go put yourself in a Facebook triangle and pray to the meta gods? I mean, what the fuck? We ain't interested in this fucker. We've been married to this dude a gazillion times. I want to meet this fucker. I don't even know any man. I don't even know a man down here. I haven't met one. They're all doing that. This guy's falling out of the thing over here. Remember, his staff goes missing. He's falling out of the tower. This guy ain't got nothing but a staff in a fucking temple and a big hat. That'll lead you straight to the scorpion door. And that's what's on the other side of Mary Magdalene's grail. And these guys... Okay, hold on. How long have I been on here? A long time. Over 2 hours. Okay, hold on. I stayed up till 5 a.m. yesterday, and then last night I was up all night, and then I slept until like 1. My sleep schedule is just jacked. Anybody else's sleep schedule is just all over the place right now. You are global, worldwide, on every continent. Oh, and we did pull the Truman thing today. We did pull the Truman thing today. And it was connected to the Mormon in Independence, Missouri, in the Ozarks. So somebody's upside down. I'm pulling specifically on these guys. I want to know about the 8 of Wands reversed and the Hierophant, the elephant in the room. And he's still down there. Y'all are super quiet. Everybody awake? I know sometimes y'all just come on to like go to sleep in my frequency. I'm actually okay with that. We're family. I get it. That's why I come on here sometimes just to put out a frequency if it's hardcore weird shit. By the way, I got 55 right here on top, and this is You're the Fairest of Them All. This is Close Your Eyes and Say, CHee72, Astronomy Hue, show me what my current can do. So I feel like this is more like this, and this is 55th, so this is like it's mirroring back down, and these guys are just now getting the first view of like the real shit. I'm like, this little man, like, this whole mirror can suck that fucker up. They're like, oh, my little hat's channeling you. And it is divine cloud storage. Okay. So tell us about this right here. Hierophant and Eight of Wands. What do we need to know? Gimme, Gucci. Gimme, Carl. Karl Lagerfeld. That was all about Karl Lagerfeld. So the whole thing with Carl and the 3D printed gun was about Karl Lagerfeld and fashion. You motherfuckers did all this to me for fashion contracts? Wow. Six of Pentacles. What the fuck is that? Is that a hand? Oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. Oh shit, I never know. Did y'all ever notice those hands down there? So somebody was throwing them money from another dimension to do it. They's tossing them money. Hell was like, here. Oh, also chandelier. Okay. Well, and one of the main things that they were all over us for with the Alamo was how they're controlling Trump with their little weird hand shit. Because I'm like, I'm seeing this, and I had to say that recently. I'm like, really? Like, you did all this so that you could kill people with your hands? The moon. The wolf, the crab, the wolves, that red ruby standing out. Ruby is what I put in the planet when I planted it. Also, there's some weird thing that they just built somewhere in astronomy. I can't even remember now. They were trying to line this up too. I put it on Instagram. So I feel like this is what it was paying. This is like the same card. So the moon was getting paid through the universal system? To sleep? That's the other thing, that this whole thing was proven that the reason we're getting out of this is because the whole system was setting up all the women to compete for the best man, and for all the tribes to make the best woman in order to compete for the best men. But then the men were buying the women, eating them, and turning men into them. And there was that's what everybody was getting paid for, an XY baby to make a pretend woman. And then nothing was getting done down here. So if you go back to Arthur and David, so was David the chick? Because as soon as they got married, as Catherine and Arthur married, then Arthur died. Well, was Arthur the real man? See, you got to remember back in those times, like out of the when the divine marriages and stuff would take place, everybody would just start. I mean, you would start seeing smoke come out of your mouth. The physics changed because the union happened on the planet. But you got all those old Medici timelines are from AI. They were already separated in artificial intelligence. That's what printed Medici. That's what printed Borgia. That's what printed the popes. It was all in a secular AI universal fucking system, but it was at least running divine storage. These motherfuckers came in and took all the females, made them male, ate them, killed them, enslaved them, mixed them up in the line to where they don't even know what they are anymore, to where there is no differential between X and Y anymore on dimensions. You fucked it all up to where we had to come in and make a new woman because you're trying to make Jason Momoa your bitch? Like, what the fuck? And sure, this planet's running great. Y'all ain't got no issues. I still want to talk to the motherfucker that says that he's running this bitch. Because I'm the one who actually owns this planet. And they fucking know it. And I command that they treat me that way. Or else they can clean up their own mess. Which is what I'm fucking making them do now. And they don't even know what to do. They're like, here, I'll give all the power to you. You fix it. No, I'm not the one who tore it apart. I'm not the one that tore the family apart by making the King of Cups a Betty Davis. I'm not the one backing up all the freaking women and saying that it's my harem and going Hamden on it. I was here to straighten that up. Y'all fucking mixed it all up again. I don't know what you did, and I don't have anything left to clean. I don't have any of your DNA to clean. I don't have any of his DNA to clean. I can't even clean this fucking metal. There's nothing. I don't have nothing. I can't clean the shoes. You made us do the textiles. You made us clean the apples. We've already redone all this. We've already redone the grass. All the animals were hooked up in y'all. We're trying to get the bunnies and the sheep out of you. We're producing new flowers. All of the old flowers are reblooming. All the old animals are coming back to life. But the humans are like, we don't got nothing left to clean. What are you sending me the power to do? Transmute? What am I gonna? I can only transmute $2.22. I can only transmute $33. I'm not telling y'all to send me a lot of money. I'm just telling you, I don't have nothing left to transmute. And we're talking about the whole feminine on the planet. You know, we've already taken over your body and cleaned it. We've already cleaned all your death. There ain't no more death. I mean, now you got to give us love. If you want money, you got to give us money. If you want us to clean your money, you got to give us the money to clean. What do you want us? Make your money and clean it at the same time? No, not anymore. You fucked that up. That's your Ace of Cups. That's where the love is. That's where you should have been worried about this. If you would have been focused on this, like we were, then you'd be right here with us and everything would be honky fucking dory. But instead, we got to worry about this because you put the unicorn on the shield and you said you didn't need a horse. A horse is a horse, of course, and it's Mr. fucking Ed. And then you went vreeling on it and said, make me a Chevrolet, make me a fucking guitar, and fuck that bitch. I want all the money of Harley Davidson. And I don't give a shit about anything else. Well, I mean, that was your decision. Now that you're upset about it, I mean, I don't know what you want us to do. You're a fucking djinn. Get your cookie cutter back. You can't steal no parts. You're going to have to fucking do it yourself. And did you help us? No. Did you make it impossible for us? You tried. So I don't know. I can tell you how not to do it. Come tell me that I owe you $9 million. That's the first way to blow up your spell. Because now you've got to pay me $9 million. Before last night, you only owed me 2. Then by the end of the night, you owed me 9. And that came from management. And then by this morning, we figure out that it's not 2 million, it's 2 billion. And that's what Rumpy Rump's in trouble for right the fuck now. Well, do we have an MB333 problem? Is everybody think that million and billion is just a fucking, is it just a BIC? Is it just a BIM? Do we just like from million to billion? We just well, I think we just all need to and maybe if everybody stopped going ma, and maybe they went maybe we'll get some more billion. I don't know. It's worth a fucking shot at this point. It's the only brain cells they got left. Maybe we can get them to freaking Goldie. Yeah, right. Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell, all that shit. Y'all are fucked. Ugh, I'm just so done with this energy. But it is what it is. And it's like you can't, I mean, it is what it is. It's what we've worked, it's also what we worked for, and we're fighting for it, and we know and they don't. And I know for me, I'm a teacher. But I just need everyone to remember that all of us that are teaching did not get an owner's manual. We're your owner's manual. We're doing our best to explain it, but it also changed because the ascension that's about to happen on the planet is going to be way quicker, and it's affecting surge counts way quicker through your body. You don't have 5 days to go chill out in it. And in fact, in this energy, it's not holistic the way that we were. Our bodies are so charged up now. AI's cooking. Everything's quantum. We're even coming off the data center surge. We didn't have any of that in 2017, 2018. The body was processing it without all of that. The body was processing without the whole human race burning off mercury for you. If you have some type of symptom, just know it'll be gone tomorrow. And if it and that's it. Or it'll be gone in 5 minutes. It's just passing through. All of you want to fucking clamp down on that and then make it a thing. And there's something about the human race thinking that you just need to fucking suffer. And all of us are done fucking watching you suffer. And we're done waiting for you to pretend you're suffering so that you can whatever. Because get the fuck up, keep going. And if you're going to have, if it's going to take you this long to get to level 4, then you are fucked, man. And it's just your mindset. It's just your mindset thinking that there's some magic brick, there's some reward that you're going to get at the end of each freaking stage because that's what you were taught. No. I mean, my whole life, I've never had a cheerleader. Never. And you can ask anybody that's come live with me over here. They know exactly. If you have people around you that are supporting you, then fucking be grateful for it and utilize them. Keep it balanced, keep it fair, share the reward. Do it together. If you're lucky enough to have that, stop trying to take yourself separate. If you have a big family that loves you and remembers you and supports you and calls you, I know they drive you crazy, but just think about it. You've got your own football team with your own independent connection. If you're not running your team, I don't know what to tell you. Make it fun. You can run your team a gazillion ways. I mean, everybody's into video games. You can talk about energy and drum it up in your house and make it a whole family game and actually put your family back together during this process, and you guys be the family that everybody calls, because holy shit, you might drive each other crazy, but you're fucking connected. And whenever shit goes down, you just all end up at the right house at the right place, and everybody comes to your house when shit goes down, and then your family line takes back the town the way it should have been the whole time. I don't know, like that. If you're leaving it up to us starseeds, then you're fucked, because we don't know who our family is, and everybody and their dog is saying that they are, as they're saying that they're not. We're counting on all of y'all to do that part. Once you get the family together and you get everybody on the same page, you making your commands and doing that is what's sending us to your area. We're freaking setting up shop right on top of you. You better bet your ass you make the command to put up pillars over your town, and that's what you're going to do. You better bet and ask for a sign. Because I promise you, those centaurs and shit are going to line up quicker than lickety goddamn split. They're just waiting for you to do it. And mean it. Work with your living land. All right. I love y'all. Bye. Welcome to August 1st. It's August. Happy birthday to me.